of the strategic interests of New Zealand in the most extreme sense. And I think the general public can see that and are very concerned by it. I know on my radio show, that's one issue that just will not go away. People want to ring about it all the time. And I think if Crayford Farms end up winning, National will lose a chunk of votes. I think it's being seen as being political. And if after the saga with the Chinese black shirts in Parliament grounds recently, there's a feeling out there that we're bending over too far for the Chinese and this government will suffer.
Up next, we take to task or give praise to the movers and shakers who make up the ag sector. Welcome back to Straight Talk. Now it's on to you beauty, praise or abolishing, the opposite. What do you have, Neville?
Well, we're worried about the Chinese. I think it can be a bit overdone. But what about the Japanese? They're very good investors and they've just rescued Sedenko, which is going to make a lot of people very happy. This is a company that was a pioneer in its area. In fact, I went to inspect the factory when it first opened, but since passed into the hands of a rather crooked American, but now it's under Japanese control. That company's been around a long time. It's got very strong trading credentials in food, dairy, as well as chemicals and other goods.
And it was a big employer in the Gisborne area, and that was the main concern when it went into receivership, wasn't it, Keith?
I think it's great news, yeah.
Yeah. As a company, its strengths are not just in the tomato area. That was a big product for it, wasn't it? It
was tomatoes, but right across the range. I mean, right across the vegetable range, the packaged range. And it will be interesting to see how they develop that, because I think there is potential, especially with a strong shareholder or a strong owner, like this Japanese company, who really do market right across Japan, and I think it could be very good for them.
Yeah. What sort of indications are there, Neville, about any changes the new owner might make? Too early for that yet?
Oh, far too early, but there's no doubt that Imanaka, if that's the way you say it, actually started as a pharmacy back in the 19th century, like a lot of Japanese companies, and then reinvented itself after the end of the war in 1945.
Now, I believe you also have a bollocking for us this week, Neville.
Well, I got a message that, I don't even know whether I got the right message, but Meat and Wool, which has been around for a long time, is what's left of the two producer boards, is now turned into a meat promotion thing called Beef and Lamb. It's the same name as what we associate with television advertising, and I just think it's a big opportunity gone to waste.
What, they could have named it something a bit more innovative? Or?
Exactly, yeah, and I think they could have gone a bit more global and rather than just look like they're an organisation that has the same name as a television promotion. Yeah. Just doesn't make sense to me. Do
you think they're pandering a bit too much to the farmers, perhaps, Keith?
They're not trying.
No.
I just don't think they're trying. I think they've got the same problem that whole sector has. Everybody's asleep. Finding competent, enthusiastic people is really tough in the meat industry, it seems. Yeah.
But they're not directly involved in the marketing. That's left up to the individual meat companies. But you think they could play more of an umbrella role in
terms of...
Where's
the vision? You know, where's the vision for what this product is? Beef and lamb. You know, there's no sense that we have something really special here. And I think they should have done that. They should have given us a brand. So like the French believe that they make the best cheese in the world. Yeah. Whether they do or not's irrelevant. They believe it because cheesemakers in France as a unit got together and told the French people that this is the best cheese in the world.
So that's what sheep and beef farmers should be doing.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Keith, I believe you have a you beauty this week for us.
Yeah, I think Pete Floyd. It's just it's wonderful to see people getting back to fundamentals instead of sort of when they make comments about the industry that is so seriously flawed at the moment. You've got to get back to basics, and the basic is if every farmer worked to maximise their profits, which is what Pete's saying. The whole of New Zealand would be in a better situation, and they can talk about farming being the equivalent of minerals in Australia to New Zealand, But minerals in Australia make a profit. None of them is digging it out of the ground to sell it at a loss. That's the difference.
And how do we activate this, Neville? There's plenty of reports that have come out saying exactly what Keith is talking about.
Exactly. You've got to give credit where it's due. I did make a mistake. I gave the name of the wrong accountancy firm that did this big report into agribusiness. It was, in fact, KPMG. And they're dead right. They pointed out just how unprofitable it is outside of dairying, and they've pointed the way forward in ways that farmers can think more about the end product. We've discussed that largely in this program, and they've got to get on and do it, and they've got to look at that bottom line and not just hope that land prices will go up, which they're not.
Right, OK. Well, I have a You Beauty this week, and that's for the Federated Farmers Agri-Business Person of the Year, Graham Harrison. He's been around for a very long time in the meat industry. He's now on the board of Westland Milk Products, and good on him. We hope that he can bring something to both of those industries to enact some of the issues that we've been talking about today.
Well, I hope so.
Well, that's all we have time for this week. Thanks to my guest, National Business Review editor Nevil Gibson, and freelance journalist Keith Stewart. And thanks to you for watching. We want to hear your feedback, so drop me a line at country99tv.co.nz, and we'll see you next week. Yeah, well,